Thank you for joining me live from the grooming table. I am certified professional pet groomer Amy Lee, and it is absolutely my pleasure to share the secrets of the pet grooming industry with you so you can provide quality care for your beloved pets at home. That's what we do right here, live from the grooming table, every Monday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. One of my goals here on my YouTube channel is to bring a new voice to the pet grooming industry, one that includes pet owners as valuable consumers and not just professional pet groomers. And together we have been doing an awesome job of that here on Go Groomer. Tonight's topic is keep your golden doodle looking great between dog grooming appointments. That's what we're going to talk about, and I have some cool things to show you tonight in a demo. It's easy to keep your golden doodle looking great between your dog grooming appointments, and that means whether you groom your dog at home or you take your dog to a professional. And in this video, I will show you professional dog grooming methods, tools, and products to help you achieve the same professional results at home. We're going to take a look at some products that we have not yet talked about. Our demo tonight will bring us up close and personal with a few that you may want to add to your wish list. So guys, whether you groom your dog at home or you keep your dog on a scheduled appointment with a professional, this video will surely help you and your pets tonight, my friends. So thank you for being here. I am so excited to see you. We love Mondays because we are always together, and what are we? We're just better together. So let's jump into our demo, guys, and hopefully I don't mess that up. It's you're gonna like it, okay? So this is how we keep our dogs looking good between grooming appointments, whether you do the grooming at home or you take your dog to a professional. Let's roll this. All right, guys, so today we have a little array of tools that I'm going to be showing you how you can maintain your golden doodle between grooming appointments. We have a couple products we're going to be demoing today, and all of which are going to benefit your dog, not just if you have a doodle. I'm going to be showing you several techniques of little grooming methods that you need to be doing with your golden doodle or your dog in between grooming sessions, in between grooming appointments. Whether that be that you groom your dog every 6 to 8 weeks, or that you take your dog to a groomer every 6 to 8 weeks, whichever. This is something that you guys need to be doing in between those grooming appointments, okay? This is very important. This is the key to keeping your doodle or your dog mat-free between grooms. Obviously, there is some tools and products that are really going to get you there and get the results that you're looking for, just like a professional would be using. So you're the professional today, guys. This is Golden Doodle Gus. He has a very poodly coat, as you can see. He was last bathed 2 weeks ago. He does have an abundance of coat, as you can see. I'm showing you the length of his coat. I can't really get a comb through him right now. It's time for me to brush him out before he mats. And not just brushing him out, I'm trying to remove dead coat from his coat. That is what is going to turn into mats. So normally I use Quicker Slicker, which I am going to be using today and show you, and that is a Nature's specialty product that I use. I buy it by the gallon, so I put it in a spray bottle that is easier for me to handle. But today I am going to share with you this new Tropiclean Perfect Fur detangling, dematting hair remover spray. I really like it. So I'm going to demo this for you guys and share with you the results on our golden doodle. I typically always use a slicker brush with Gus. This is my large Kenchi slicker brush. As you can see, I use it a bit. That's good. It works hard for me. I will be using a slicker brush, but I'm also going to be demonstrating the Kenchi metal pen brush. And I think this is important today to demonstrate because I don't often talk about pen brushes with you guys, and pen brushes can be very beneficial to a thick, long-haired coat. Sometimes your slicker brush is what you're going to need, but sometimes this brush is going to really get you there and get a little bit more compliancy with your dog too at times. So I'm going to show you how I use this today in combination with the detangling spray by Tropiclean to give this dog his brush out. We're also going to be trimming the pads of feet because that is something that I believe should be done between grooming appointments if you can, because it will keep the pads of the feet mat free. And as you can see, this little guy has a lot of hair in the pads of his feet. So we're going to take care of that today. And of course, when we're doing our in-between maintenance on dogs, we can always trim up these pads again if we want to keep them clean. I'm going to show you how to trim the feet with scissors as well in between. Another must in between grooming appointments is our sanitary trim to keep our dogs from getting feces and buildup and dirty things around their private areas. That's also not very hygienic for dogs that share the couches and the beds in our house too, right? So I'm going to show you how to do all this today. And we are also going to be trying one of Kenshi's rakes. This is an undercoat rake. And I do use an undercoat rake with Gus. You all know that. No, he doesn't have a double coat, but this does help me remove dead coat gently and easily, especially in combination with a dematting spray like Tropiclean Tangle Remover, or Quicker Slicker is also one of my favorites, guys. Crown Royal Magic Touch is another one that's fantastic. You can also use your coconut oil like we demoed a few weeks ago, guys. So don't forget about that. I tend to not go for coconut oil to do brush outs and dematting unless I'm going to be getting my dog right into the tub because they'll be a little greasy. So today I'm not using coconut oil for that reason because I'm not bathing Gus today. All right, we're going to start here with Gus's back leg and his tail, and you can see this needs some work. It's not matted, it's just been neglected for a couple weeks by his mom. So we're going to shake up our product. This is the Tropiclean Perfect Fur Tangle Remover. It comes out it mist very nicely into the coat. And I don't like to brush out my dogs when their coat is completely dry. If you don't have a detangling spray, guys, put some warm water in a spray bottle like this and mist it into the coat when it's time to do your routine brush outs and keep your dog nice in between grooming appointments. So we're going to go for this metal pen brush by Kenshi. I do want to point out that Kenshi's having a good sale right now. I believe their brushes are on sale too, but their Love series of shears is on sale. Go to their website. It's great time for you guys to pick up some stuff. I know it's on your list. So I believe they have extended that sale until the 21st of February. So check it out. So this is the first time I've tried Kenshi's metal pen brush. I usually use a slicker brush on my GoldenDoodle Gus, but I can also go for this. This is a little bit more of a gentler brush. It may not pull as much dead coat as my slicker brush. Let's just give a little bit of a demonstration or comparison here, guys. I like my Kenshi slicker brush. This is the large because it does remove so much of the dead coat, which helps me keep Gus brushed out longer. He does not like his legs brushed, by the way, guys. So you're going to see him throwing a little fit like a kindergartner. That's okay. Always be gentle. We want to get to the skin. See, he doesn't like it. Oh, stop complaining. But it's very important. And I will say that spray is definitely helping me. Stop. You're embarrassing me. It's definitely helping me brush through Gus's coat. I really like this. This is nice. I think you guys would like it too. And it has a very fresh scent. And it helps to keep your dog's coat cleaner longer as well between bathing and grooming appointments, okay? So, wow, that was pretty quick. And we got through that leg real nice, and we're removing dead coat. I'm going to mist a little bit more into his coat and just run this pen brush through it one more time and make sure it's looking good. Because I'm next going to show you how I use a rake to remove a little bit of dead coat. It's important to get that dead coat out, but it's important also not to use tools that are too aggressive. So that's why I'm sharing this with you guys today. So now that the leg is brushed out and we can get a comb through it nice and easy, let's try the rake. And only now will we try a rake, when we've brushed and can get a comb through our dog. And remember, I like to mist a little bit of spray or warm water into my dog's coat just to add a little bit of flexibility to the hair, as well as it just helps to slide out, gently slide out the dead coat. And this is working very nicely. I believe these are on sale right now too. I'm not sure. Don't quote me, guys. I don't do my homework too well. But you can go check out Kenchi's website, because I know they're having a good sale right now on a lot of different tools. So just like that, guys, I didn't get crazy. I didn't try to remove a ton of hair, but you can feel when it's not wanting to pull any more dead hair. It's, you know, it removes it really easily, as you can see. Just like the Coat Kings. This is the same thing as a Coat King, but this is Kenchi's rake. It is constructed very nicely, I will say that. So I'm impressed. This is the first time I've used Kenchi's dog grooming undercoat rake. So very nice. And this is a nice tool to have during brush outs for a long-haired dog, or especially a curly-coated or thick dog. I do not like to use undercoat rakes on double coats. I know that's pretty much why they were invented, but I feel like maybe they pull a little too much. I'm a little paranoid with the double coat because I never want to disturb that undercoat to top coat ratio. I'm really careful and conscientious of that when I'm grooming a double coated dog, you know, like a golden retriever, Bernese mountain dog, Pomeranian. I'm very conscientious of the tools that I use on a double coated dog. His leg is fantastic. So these tools worked wonderful. And as you can see, they have all removed dead coat from Gus. That's what's important. This is what will cause your mats, guys. So we have just eliminated that from our Doodle. All right, guys, and I'm gonna brush out his tail. We're gonna put a little bit more of this Tropiclean Perfect Fur Detangling Spray in his tail. It mist out very nicely, very light mist. I'm gonna use the Kenchi metal pen brush. Gus is very tolerant of this brush. I do not like to use the undercoat rake on my Gus's tail, because as you can see, his tail is just not super thick. And if I would use the undercoat rake, I would pull out a lot of that thickness, and his tail wouldn't look as full. And I like it to look full. So I'm not going to go for the rake here. But remember, we are doing in between grooming appointment maintenance today. After we get the brush through it, we want to check with our comb, make sure our comb can nicely get through our dog's tail, and the tail is brushed out. That was quick. That was real quick, guys. So I like this. This brush actually helps, these metal pens. It will sort of polish the coat a little bit, which is nice, adding a little bit, releasing some of those oils in there, adding a little bit of shine and luster to the coat, guys. We all like to see shine and luster to our dog's coat. It doesn't look dry and brittle, right? So this brush is nice for Gus because he doesn't really like to be brushed with a slicker brush. He tolerates it. It's not hurting him, but he's a real sissy. I'll say that. But so in those cases where he comes in from outside and he's got mulch or leaves in his coat, I'm going to go for this pen brush just to gently remove anything out of his coat. He is such a sis. You know, it's so embarrassing. A dog groomer's son acts like this. But this is why I can't compete with him. He's a beautiful boy with a beautiful coat, but he does not behave like a perfect little groomer's son on the grooming table. But that's all right. We get through it. So like I said, he does appreciate the pen brush. I don't feel that pen brushes remove as much dead coat as a slicker brush would. But also remember, if you're worried about, you know, breaking your dog's coat, let's say you have a bearded collie or a English sheepdog or something like that, you know, you want to be a little bit careful not to break that coat. So you may want to go for a good metal pen brush, and this one's nice. So now I'm going to show you how to shave out the pads of these feet As you can see, he's in between grooming appointments, but this is getting very long. So I need to get rid of this so that he doesn't get mats in here. That will be very uncomfortable. So this is what we're going to do next, and I'm going to use my Kenchi flash clipper. It's perfect for that. So I'm going to set, this is my adjustable blade on my Kenchi flash. I do have a 5, a 7 blade that I can use. That's what I like about this clipper, is I usually use it as a 5-in-1 clipper, 10 blade, 15, 30, and 40, I believe. But which helps me do sanitary trimming, pads of feet, around the face, and it's nice and quiet. But where I like it, and when we're doing our touch-ups in between grooming appointments, this is great because I can set it to a 30 and do the pads of feet, and I can set it to a 15 or a 10 and do sanitary area, because I would never want to do that area with a 30 blade. It will get too irritated. So I like to use a 10 around the privates and the anus on a dog. So let me shave these pads of him. We're going to set it to a 30. We're going to shave the pad of Gus's feet here. And I like to just come around the outside perimeter of your dog's foot. This is a pet trim, guys. So remember, we're doing what's going to keep our dogs the most comfortable and mat-free and clean. So this clipper just buzzes right through it. So I have trimmed around the outside edge right along the pads. Now we're going to gently just kind of remove the hair between his little toes, and now in this big pad in a V shape, we're going to gently pull back and push forward. Pull back on this pad and scoop. And we are just cleaning out these pads beautifully. You don't want to apply too much pressure with a 30 blade because it could bring a little blood to the surface. It's a very close clip. So if you're worried, you can always back it down to a 15. That's fine, and that's what's nice about this clipper. So here is a beautifully trimmed, clean pad of feet. Now we don't have to worry about our doggies stepping in mud and it getting caked in there, or him getting mats from the long hair in his feet between grooming appointments. So if your appointment is set for a 6-week appointment, do this every 3 weeks, okay? So now I'm going to show you how I'm going to shape up his foot. So we've shaved the pad, and you can see how long the hair is here over his little paws, his feet. I want to shape this up a little bit between grooming appointments since we're doing a little bit of tidying up on him. It's fun to do this, guys. It keeps your dog looking great in between grooms. So what I'm going to do first, I'm actually going to use a blending shear. This is one of my favorite shears. This is the Kenchi Lightning Jonathan David series. And with his coat, I really like to use this because it just leaves such a natural look. It's not a straight shear, meaning this is not a straight edge. This is a blending edge. So we're just going to shape around like this. Okay, try to keep your bottom blade on the table and use your thumb to move the top blade, and we're just shaping it up, that's all. Use your comb, pull out the hair so you can see what you need to work on, and just shape it up. You could use a straight shear. On his coat, I'm choosing to use this Kenchi Lightning. It's one of my favorites. I use it a lot to just perform scissor work, basically, because I'm weird like that. But you guys already know that. All right, so that's all we're doing. It's simple. All right, now I'm going to come on around to the other side and the back. Same thing. I'm just making him look nice between grooming appointments, that's all. And you guys can do this too. Comb it down. I know you guys probably can't see too well, but I'm gonna come around this side. I'm gonna pick this foot up so he doesn't move. And just tidying up. And I'm going to pick his foot up and tidy up on top of the top of his foot, and that's going to be it. So you can see an untrimmed foot and a trimmed foot side by side. Pretty nice. Now I'm just going to pick up his foot, and I'm just going to comb everything up. And I'm just shaping and doming over the top of his foot. This is just between grooming appointments, just to tidy up his foot so that he stays cleaner, you know, from going inside and outside. And that's just gonna tidy up that foot between grooms. There's one, and there's his untrimmed foot. So much tidier. You can do it too, guys. Now I have my Kenchi flash set to a 10, and I'm going to tidy up just right around his anus and his penis. And you go away from the anus in all 4 directions, just to keep hair from collecting, poop from collecting when he goes to the bathroom. It's nice and tidy. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it just to show you. I am going to take a straight shear and just scissor some of this bulk off of him. So we're just scissoring a shape that we like, just to keep him tidy in between grooming appointments. You wouldn't have to do this. You could just call it good with trimming around with your Kenchi or your 4 or 5-in-1 clipper of your choice around the anus and around his penis. If you have a girl dog, around their vulva, you would trim to keep it clean, because if urine and feces are sticking to your dog's coat, it's definitely gonna cause skin irritation. It could lead to a skin infection. So some breeds grow hair very quickly, so it's actually kind of necessary to tidy them up slightly between grooming appointments. So that's why I'm showing you this today, guys. And it's not perfect, but I'm happy for now. I mean, I could go in with a blending shear and just really fancy this up if I wanted to, but I'm not too concerned about it because I'm actually going to be grooming him at the end of this week. He desperately needs it. Always use your comb to pull the hair out. You can see now I have more to scissor because I use my comb to pull the hair out and show me what I need to scissor off. These are 8.5 inch monk shears that I'm using. It's a nice affordable shear from a shear manufacturer called Monk, and I'm not sure who sells their shears right now. I was a big fan of them years ago, and I've kind of lost touch. I'm not sure if they're still making Monk shears. I think they are, so you might have to search that up. But they're nice, affordable, good shears. For the beginner or the home groomer especially, I'd say. And the Kenchi Love series is perfect for the beginner groomer or the home groomer. So that looks pretty good. Now, we've cleaned up that area on Gus. I'm happy. Now I'm just gonna clean up right in front of his pee-pee with a 10 blade, that's all. And you basically are just coming towards and away from the penis. It's very safe with a 10 blade, guys. And this is just to keep him clean when he goes to the potty between grooming appointments. So he's really, really freshening up quite nicely today. In a second here, we're going to finish brushing out his head and his ears and his back. And he's done. We're gonna use a little quicker slicker. We were using the Tropiclean Tangle Remover. Now we're gonna try the quicker slicker because I've been using this forever and it is a super product. Remember, we are still finishing his brush out and we're just lightly misting a little bit into the coat. I'm going to first go for this metal pen brush and we're gonna brush through his ear. When you brush your dog's ears, guys, brush right straight down off of the ear leather, but don't forget to turn that ear inside out and brush the inside. You will get matting in here as well, and a lot of people tend to overlook that. So don't forget, we're trying to avoid mats. This is our how to keep our doodle in good shape between grooming appointments. So the metal pen brush is nice for fluffing up your dog, but I will say that on this dog, the Kenchi slicker brush tends to pull more dead hair out of the coat, especially if you're using your sprays. It really slides that dead hair right out of the coat. So depends on what coat type you're working with, guys. Kind of will determine the brush style that you're going to use to brush out your dog. Now, I can certainly go for this pen brush for Gus quite often. When he comes in from outside and he's a little messy, this is a nice little brush to just kind of whisk off any dirt or mulch, leaves, anything he may have gotten into when he comes in from the outside. So it is definitely nice to have for Gus too. Obviously, a lot of people end up with quite the collection of brushes and tools, even if they're only grooming one dog. So don't be ashamed if that's you. If you have quite the arsenal of tools, I do too. Even if I am a pet groomer, but even if I wasn't, you should see my tools for my own hair. I've got quite the arsenal, you know, every little thing I need to do, every little thing to my hair. So I would say the Quicker Slicker and the new Tropiclean Perfect Fur Detangling sprays both stand up to each other just fine. They both smell very nice too. So that's quite nice as well, because this is going to help keep our dogs clean and brushed out longer in between our bathing appointments. So it's nice to have those detangling sprays like your Quicker Slicker, your Crown Royal Magic Touch, or obviously the Tropiclean Tangle Remover Spray is very nice too, guys. So I do have a lot of these products linked in the description below if you want to get a jump start and just go and check them out. I'm not affiliated with any of these manufacturers, so I'm just telling you guys what will help you produce professional results with your pet at home and keep your dog in good shape between grooming appointments, because that's what we're trying to accomplish here today, guys. Okay, looking good. Yep. All right, and boy, I am very impressed with all the tools I used today. The Kenchi rakes seem to work very nice on Gus today. You're gonna get a little bonus. I am tired of looking at this fuzzy face. So I tend to shave this Doodle's face like a poodle, because as you can see, he clearly looks like a poodle, but it just makes his head look smaller and tidier. He has such a big head. So I'm going to show you how I shave a poodle face, and then that's going to be a wrap for this demo today. I'm using the Kenchi Flash all the way set down to standard detailer. I think this is the 10. Yes, this is the detailer blade, and this is the S stands for, gosh, I can't remember. Ah, it's so bad. S stands for, I think, the slim blade. It's a different blade, not the blade I have on. So with it set to a 10, I am going to shave this poodle's face, this Doodle's face. So you want to kind of do a slight inverted V between the eyes right here. Come straight down the muzzle, right down towards the nose. Yeah, I know, bud. This is going to keep his face nice and clean. We come just on the bottom eyelid and then come straight back in a line right back to his ear. And those of you that have poodles, this is how you shave a poodle face. And I like to take the tension out of the skin. I don't pull it super tight, just take the tension out of the skin so you get a nice smooth trim. I know, it's not your favorite, but it just looks so amazing when you have your face all trimmed up nicely. Very good. in a U shape from base of the ear above the Adam's apple to base of the ear. I know, big boy. He's so beautiful. And then I go against the lay and just basically use the clipper blade to lift and clip right under. I don't put any pressure on this blade. I'm just letting the blade lift the hair and I'm clipping it right off. And yes, they do get a little fussy, and that's okay. I can respect that. It's okay. See, we are dogs, and we have a mind of our own. So I pull that lip back and gently run that corner of my 10 blade. Dogs get a lot of food buildup right here, you'll see. All right? So we're just cleaning that up. Good job, buddy. I like you better with a clean face, I will say that. Yeah, you look so nice and tidy. Okay, my goodness. So this Kenchi Flash is a great little clipper to have if you are doing tidy-ups between grooming appointments, because you have all the different sizes of blades that are very helpful to do your tidy-up work, like your sanitary trim and the pads of feet. Trimming the face, trimming the earlobes. This is another area that I like to keep trimmed nice. Just the earlobe only. There is a flap right here on all dogs. You want to stay away from that with any clipper. All right, so just to tidy up and keep nice airflow coming to that ear. And that's that. We have our poodle face again. It's been a while since you had a nice clean poodle face, young man. Sure has, but I like it. I do. There you go. All right. Then again, this is a 10 blade, guys. Good job. We're so pretty. We're so pretty. Here he is. He's all done. Oh, gosh. See, I need a nap. Nice and tidy feet. Nice and clean pads. Very important. Oh, he's just... Don't touch my feet. Nice and clean. Stop. In the back here. So we don't have to worry about him getting any poopy or pee-pee stuck to his coat in between grooms. And yes, remember I shaved that hideous heart. It's hideous now that it's growing out. As soon as I give him his trim this week, it'll disappear. But here's our cleanup, GoldenDoodle, touch-up, in between grooming appointments, trim. Ha! Boy, we got a lot of good questions in there, and I'm so glad because only our members are able to chat tonight. I actually didn't know that I had it set to that, but hey guys, this one's for you. This is for the members tonight. Everybody that's joining us, that's okay. Don't worry. They're going to ask some good questions. You're all going to benefit from it. I apologize. I typically don't do that on my live streams. I let everybody bring it to the grooming table. So, but our members, this is your special night. So guys, plug those questions in. I'm going to start responding to some of the questions that were asked already because they were fabulous questions. One of the questions was, do the Kenchi rakes come in different sizes? Yes, they do. And if you're not sure which size would be proper for your pet's coat type, just give them a call. They're professionals. They know their products. You know, they also know their shears very well. Guys, everybody asks me a lot of questions about Kenchi shears. I don't have every single set, even though I wish I did, you know. Maybe someday I will. But I can't answer everything when it comes to their shears. But I can tell you this, they know their products. They can answer your questions for you, and they're so helpful, and they're so cheerful. So give them a call anytime you have a question, guys, on any of Kenchi's products. The pen brush I tried tonight, I really like this. I'm going to be using this a lot more in my salon on my client dogs. I can clearly see where I would enjoy using this on a lot of long, fluffy ears. I have most all of my little dogs that come in for a haircut have a long, fluffy tail, like a little ponytail. And I can see that this brush is going to be very nice for that. I'm excited to share these products with you guys tonight. Hold on, I see some things keep getting hidden. Mary, MS Loves to Draw Too. Boy, is it good to see you, Mary. We've missed you. Thank you. Mary says, for a cockapoo, do you shave partway down the ear or leave the whole ear long? That's a good question. When we're grooming a Cocker Spaniel, we definitely have a pattern set on that ear so that the ear looks like it's set lower. That's the purpose of shaving part of that ear on a Cocker Spaniel. But Mary, if you have a cockapoo that does not look like a Cocker Spaniel, I would not do that. I typically will only do that if the dog resembles that purebred. So if your cockapoo resembled a Cocker Spaniel, then I would do that. My mom's cockapoo, Indy, looks just like a Cocker Spaniel, and I groom her just like a Cocker Spaniel. So you always want to take a look at your dog if it's a mixed breed and say, what does this breed resemble? What does it strongly resemble? And that's the trim that you would do. So Mary, typically for a cockapoo that's got a nice curly, wavy, or fluffy coat, I just kind of scissor the head and the ears together. I might kind of dome the top skull a little bit and leave the ears full and kind of stand out on their own just so they look really cute and fluffy. But no, you would not need to do that, Mary, on a cockapoo. And I'm pretty sure I saw your little cockapoo, Fred. He definitely resembles a wavy coat, curly coat. So don't treat his trim like he's a Cocker Spaniel because he doesn't resemble one. Mindy says, what if the dog was drooling during the groom? How do you do the face? Okay, hold on, it just jumped up on me. Oh. Hold on, guys. It's jumping around, and it keeps hiding questions. I have to keep telling it to stop hiding questions. All right, so let me get back to that question that I was just... Mindy says, what if the dog was drooling during the groom? Hold on, it's bouncing around on me. How do you do the face? Has to be dry, right? It doesn't have to be. I know what you mean. A lot of dogs, they pant a lot during the groom, so this will get wet with saliva from the dog's saliva. And you can obviously just take a paper towel and kind of dry it off before you clean the face off with your clipper. But your clipper will go through that. It's okay. I know I always tell you guys not to trim a wet coat. Unless it was soaking wet, I would say, you know, you're not going to want to do that just because it probably would look better if it was fluffed out before you trimmed it. It would just give a nicer trim for the face, nice clean face. MS Loves to Draw says, oh no, I answered that one. Okay, I'm sorry. Good. My chat's jumping around. I'm having a hard time. Okay. Here we go. Lori says, what is the best brush for de-shedding a golden retriever? I really like Kenchi's slicker brushes for a double coat. It pulls so much dead coat out. I don't like to go for a rake on a double coat. I mean, this will definitely pull that dead coat out. But I feel like if you keep going and you pull too much, you can pull too much with a tool like this. So you really need to use this sparingly, and it can do a lot for you. But if you keep pulling, it will keep bringing coat out, especially on a double coat, which could in turn encourage our double coat, our undercoat, to grow thicker. And that's not what we want, because we want to maintain that nice balance of top coat and undercoat ratio. We don't want to disturb that. So I tend to always go for a comb and a brush, conditioning spray, and brushing my double coated breeds when they're in the tub with conditioner on them. And the double coat that wants to come out, the undercoat, will slide right out. So the Kenchi slicker brush is my choice, Lori, for a golden retriever. Definitely, it does a wonderful job. The pin brush is going to feel good. It's going to be nice. And you could brush your dog occasionally with the pin brush. That's fine. Your dog's going to love this. Stimulates blood flow to the skin. It's really good. But if you want to get that dead coat out, you're going to want a slicker brush on a double coat. Honestly. Okay, so let's see here, guys. Somebody else had a good question. It was up further. I forget, but it was a good question of, okay, so if we're going to do this, you know, in between cleanup, tidy ups, in between grooms and bathing, do you need to bathe your dog first, or would you want to bathe your dog a day or two before you were going to trim the paw pads and clean up around the private areas? In a perfect scenario, yes, because your clean coat is just always going to clip better. Always, guys. And it's also nicer on your tools. So in other words, your blades are going to appreciate clipping a clean coat. Your scissors, your shears are going to appreciate clipping a clean coat. They're going to last longer if your coat is clean. If your coat is very dirty and grimy, it will dull your blades down quicker, and your shears too. So that's something to keep in mind. But let's just say you don't bathe your dog in between professional grooming appointments. That's okay. We still have to do those brush outs. If you can trim the pads, your dog would benefit from that because it helps to keep those pads clean. Mud won't get caked in there. Dirt and mats can happen in those pads. If you can't clean out your dog's paw pads between grooms, it's okay. If you're on a 6 to 8 week schedule, you're gonna be okay. It shouldn't mat. It really shouldn't. No longer than 8 weeks though. It could start matting. This Kenchi 4-in-1 clipper is a fantastic clipper to use for those in-between grooms because you can change the blade if you're going to be doing paw pads with a 30. If you're going to trim around the anus, you'd use a 10. If you're going to shave your poodle face or your Cocker Spaniel's muzzle, you would use a 10. You know, so you have all that in one clipper because it is adjustable. And it's just very convenient. And this is not a wussy clipper. You guys know that I do have a video on my channel showing you how I actually trimmed a Cocker Spaniel, which is a thick coat, with the Kenchi Flash using their additional 7 blade that I can put on this, which is very nice. I don't know of many other clippers on the market that give you those additional blades of a 7, a 5, a 4, a 3 to do body trims, because typically this is your 4-in-1 is your sanitary trimming, your pads, your face. So and it's quiet and it's lightweight. It's easy to manipulate. So that's why groomers love to use it. But the cool thing is everything that groomers can purchase, you can purchase too. If you're doing the work with your dogs at home, you can buy professional grooming products. And that's one of the things on my channel that I really want you guys to understand. That's one of the messages.
Hello, hot stuff.
Hi. Do you like my shirt? Look at it.
I do like your shirt.
Isn't it awesome?
I do like your shirt.
I love it.
And
All right.
your hair too.
Oh yes.
And I think it's very mean that you prevented me from talking in your chat.
I didn't do it on purpose. All right, so let's continue to answer some of these good questions for you guys. You guys always have good ones. Hi, Terry. Terry says, hi, Amy. Someone posted on Facebook page that Kenchi now had metal guard combs for the Flash. I believe those are for the human Flash. There is 2 Flash clippers, I believe. Kenchi has a whole line of products for pet groomers, and they have a whole line of products for professional hairstylists. There is a difference between the shears and the clippers that we use on dogs versus humans. There is a difference. So that's a good point, Terry, and if I am almost certain that right now Kenchi only offers the metal guard combs for the human side of grooming. But I'm sure it won't be long until they come up with something They're very inventive. And they realize that there's a demand for them, and they realize that people really love this clipper. So if the clipper is favored and people are liking it, they're not going to change anything about it, but they're going to keep adding to the quality of the grooms you can produce with it. So keep your eyes peeled, Terry. I really feel like there's something new coming as far as those guard combs. Okay, and she says, I asked Kenchi, but they said that they don't do metal ones. Do you know anything about them? Yeah, they don't for the dog grooming side, but I think it's coming. I'm sure that it will be coming. Now, I put the pressure on Kenchi now. Now, they listen to the consumer needs, guys, and everybody's asking for them, so I'm sure it's coming. I just don't know when. Hey, how you doing, girl? She says, my pup Bailey has ears. His ears are always getting tangled and matted. Okay. I brush them on a regular basis. Any tips that would help with the tangles and the mats? Absolutely the undercoat rake. This is going to definitely debulk your dog's hair safely. It's not like going in with a thinning shear and hacking into it, and you wouldn't want to do that. It's dangerous. But these undercoat rakes definitely gently pull out dead hair or hair that's ready to just come out. And it really thins down the bulk of ears. On the legs, sometimes dogs are seriously thick. And it can definitely debulk that area, as well as the tails. Sometimes our dog's tails get very, very full. And you can tone it down with an undercoat rake. So that is, hello, little Gus. That is definitely a good secret for you, Aya, with your doodles. Doodles have very dense coats. Remember to always brush with a slicker brush and comb first, and then after you've got removed and gotten through the coat, and you can get through the coat nice and easy with a comb, then you go for the rake. Because that means you're not going to be ripping and tearing. You don't want to rip and tear the coat. And it's just bad for the coat, too. So that should help you, Aya. If you get yourself a good undercoat rake, you'll see a difference there, honey. And always use your misting spray, because it definitely aids in allowing that dead hair to slide right out of the coat gently, which is more gentle for your dog. And it also just protects the hair a little bit so you don't damage it. So it's always good to use a good detangling spray like the Quicker Slicker or the new Tropiclean. I really do like it. I demoed it today, the Tangle Remover. It's a perfect fur is the new line. Magic Touch makes a really good detangling spray, leave-in conditioner type spray, and it just definitely helps to strengthen the coat too. So let's see here. Hey, Dunham says, that is why I call my man hot stuff. Oh, my man is hot stuff. Okay. Oh, Aunt Christine, hello. And Valentino says, I'm on the Kenchi website. No combs for the Kenchi Flash. No, there's not. And thank you for verifying that, because I was pretty sure that there aren't. But like I said, I think it could be coming. So let's just be patient, guys. Good things come to those who wait, right? All right. Sharon says, that may have been me. I was not aware of the difference of the Kenchi Flash. Yeah, and that's okay. It's easy to be mistaken if you go to Kenchi's website, which I did link it in the description because I want you guys to go check out their products. And I especially want you to go there if you have some need of brushes. The Kenchi Love series is on sale. I think these guys may be on sale unless sometimes you have to buy the sets. I'm not sure. But that's why I wanted you to go check it out, because they are having a sale until, I believe they extended that to the 21st of February. So it's something you can think about. And I do think they have payment plans on some of their products, which is helpful. Not with interest, just like 3 installments, 4 installments, whatever. That is helpful, because having the quality tools makes all the difference in the world of how you'll be able to maintain your dog in between those grooming appointments. If you're if you're using tools that just aren't going to get the job done, you're wasting your time and your dog's time. And quite frankly, your dog may not appreciate, tools. They may not feel good to them if they're not quality tools. So you could be causing problems with your dogs and grooming if you don't go ahead and just if you just need those 5 tools and you had to spend $200 on all 5 of them, they're going to last you a long time if they're good quality, and they're going to get the job done effectively, and you're going to have professional results, and that's what you're looking for. Hey, V. Wallace. V. Wallace says, can only see the shoulders of your shirt. Okay, what's on your shirt, by the way? I love the Be Kind shirt. Oh, that's right, you got yours. Awesome. Let me show you my shirt. Kenchi did send me a couple things to show their love and appreciation. So I have the awesome Kenchi logo right here. And on the back, I hope you can see it, the back is super cool and colorful. And I think these are for sale on their website. So you can check them out if you really like them. I think it's pretty cool. And I love sporting anything Kenchi because I believe in their products and I use their products. I have tons of them in here, and they're quality, and that's what we're looking for. I'm glad you got your Be Kind shirt too, V. Wallace. I love those shirts. Sharon Vale says, they told me release of combs for dog flash is due for fall. There you go. I hope so. I think it's coming. I do. Because everybody's asking for it. So hang in there, guys. Hang in there. You're welcome, Aya. No problem. Jane says, Teddy's beard is so thick. Will the undercoat rake work to help lay that down? Yes, it will. I like long beards on my schnauzers. Okay, I do too. I do too. Some people think, I got to shorten up the beard because it's just so thick and it's getting matted. No, you can just thin it out with an undercoat rake. It really does thin it out. And I'll tell you, these do work wonderfully if you really mist in some warm water into the coat and almost get the coat wet. I use this on my big Gus after I get him out of the tub and I have brushed through him wet. Then I will it slides right out. I really love to use undercoat rakes to debulk a thick coat. And if your dog is getting matted in those longer areas, whether it's ears or beards or tails, these are the tool you're probably going to want to use more than anything. Obviously, you have to brush first. If you're ripping through mats, it is going to hurt. Just like if you were ripping through mats with a comb on your dog. You got to brush through it first. And these types of detangling sprays help get us there, guys. Gently and humanely for our dogs. So don't forget about all these wonderful products and how they work together. It's important. Hello, Ashley. Ashley has a question. It says, Amy, what is the scent of the Perfect Touch detangling spray? Thank you. I think you mean the Perfect Fur. It's very fresh. It smells very nice. Here, hold still. I'll spray it on you. No, I wish I could. I wish there was smell-o-vision. It's just very fresh. It's light. A light, fresh, clean scent. It doesn't smell more male or female to me. It's very universal. And I like the product because it doesn't weigh down the coat, the same as my favorite Quicker Slicker. It does not weigh down the coat, and that's very important to me because if we add products into our dog's coats to help us get through brush outs and detangling that are only going to build up in the coat, they're going to mat. It's going to attract things to hang in the coat, and we don't want that. So it's important that we find good products that will not build up in the coat, but that will do the job of maintaining the coat, repelling dirt after the brush out. Both those products do that. So yeah, Ashley, it smells very nice. I don't think I've ever smelled a Tropiclean product that I didn't really like the smell of. I mean, they got a handle on that. They do. They smell amazing. So A. Dunham says, hi, Amy. During hunt season for my bird dogs, is it best to clear out the fur between the pads, or does it protect their pads? The mud gets in there pretty thick with the fur left in there. So when you don't shave the pads, it gets a little muddy. That's a tough one because Here's the thing. A lot of people ask me, they say, well, my dog's paw pads are really rough. What should I do for it? I want to tell you guys, your dog's paw pads should be rough. That is what protects their feet from getting hurt, from stepping on a stone and getting cut. If your dog is not accustomed to walking around outside on hard surfaces and never does, they're going to have very soft, tender paw pads, which means if they are out walking on macadam or stones or terrain, they very well could suffer injury. So their paw pads are tough. So Dunham, your dogs, they're hunting breeds, they're out running and ripping and tearing. Their paw pads are tough to protect their skin. Obviously, if they step on something extremely sharp, it's going to cut them, whether they have a lot of fur in their pads or not. But that fur in the pads is going to hold mud, mats, and you name it. So I'd say if they're in some really rough terrain, I could see where that hair would protect the pads of the feet a little bit more than if you had shaved it. And then when you get them home, I would just soak them in warm water in a bucket, put their feet in for a couple minutes, or put, fill up the tub about that far and just warm water, soak them in and soak all the dirt and stuff out of the paw pads. 'Cause they're hunting dogs, maybe they're going to want to have a good bit of that hair in their pads, to be honest with you. And that is a super good question. Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people wonder the same thing. That's why I love that you guys ask these great questions. Mindy says, my sister's Lhasa, my clippers keep getting impacted with hair. Okay, hold on. I have to clean it out a lot. Do I need a hair vac system, which is what I use on my clipper? Washed him before. My Shih Tzu doesn't with the same clipper. So your Shih Tzu's okay, but the Lhasa the clipper doesn't want to go through it. I'd say it's possible that the Lhasa's paw pads are not as clean as they could be. That would help the clipper get through them, unless it's really matted. If it's really matted, Mindy, then you're going to have to kind of pull back on that back pad and push and scoop out to get in and under the matting, because a clipper can't go through a mat. It has to go under it. So I'm thinking maybe the Lhasa might have some matting in the paw pads, and that could be why you're not getting through it, but you do with the Shih Tzu, so that makes sense. All right. And Aunt Christine says, about thinning shears, does the number of teeth make a difference if using on a Maltese, a long-haired dog, for after grooming with clipper? Okay, yes, of course, the amount of teeth do matter. You can have, I believe this one is 40 teeth. I'm not sure. I shouldn't speak out of turn. This is the Jonathan David Kenchi Lightning Shear. This is one of my favorites. I use it all the time. This is, I think, a level 3 shear, so it's a little more pricey because the metal is made to stay sharper longer. It's made to be lighter in your hand, and boy, is it ever. I mean, you really can't feel that this shear's even in your hand when you're working with it. It's fantastic. But I got off track. Okay, so the amount of teeth matters, as well as the distance between the teeth. So this, I believe, is an 8-inch. I think this is an 8-inch blending shear. Say it were a 9-inch blending shear with the same amount of teeth, then it's going to take a lot more hair, because there's going to be bigger spaces between your teeth. So the bigger spaces between your teeth, the more hair it will take. And you'll notice on this particular shear, it actually has serrated teeth right on each tooth. So even though it cuts nicely here, it cuts a little bit more because of those serrated edges. So they're designed to really do some pretty magnificent things there. So yes, the teeth matter. If you have more teeth, typically it's going to take less hair. It means it will blend better. And you will have to take more strokes if you want to take more hair. So I hope that helps you. Marlo, hello Marlo, says, hi Amy. What is the limit of how often to do the Epsom salt foot soak for dogs in the winter? And it does help to do that. Is every day too much? Yeah, I wouldn't do it every day, Marlo. No reason for that. Epsom salt has healing properties. It's very good for that, and it can balance out the skin. It can heal abrasions or dryness or anything like that. I would say honestly, Marlo, unless you got something severely going on with the foot, and I think Teddy's feet are really healthy from the pictures I've seen, I'd say once a week may be enough, if not too much. So maybe even less than that. But it's definitely beneficial to do it. So I don't want to scare you off from doing it. But soaking your dog's feet in Epsom salt is a good thing. And an Epsom salt soak, just as if we would in the tub. Jill says, could you please share your new hair tool? My new hair tool secret. Yes, I can. So, guys, if you go to Kenchi's website, you'll notice as soon as you get there you have two choices. There's one is pet grooming. The other one is hairstyling. So you can either go into the pet grooming side of things, which is their website with all their pet grooming tools and products, or you can click on the hairstyling. And if you do that, they have this awesome, it's a flat iron. It's an infrared flat iron called, and I think it's called Intellion. Oh, Christ. I don't know. Just go look for it. Anyway, they actually gifted that to me in their care pack, in their thank you pack that they sent me for talking about their products and for supporting them. They appreciate that. And they sent me some things just for me. I was like, oh, they sent me dog grooming tools, but they also sent things that they thought I would like, and I thought that was pretty cool. So I used it today, and my hair feels amazing. It was so cool. It's an infrared flat iron. It's Intellion, I think it's called. And I saw on their website, if you go over to the hairdressing side, I believe if you spend $99, you get that free. I'm pretty sure. It's on there. It's on the website. Go check it out. It's like $160 value, and it's very good quality. I love it. You can control the heat setting too. It's really nice. So that's where I got it, Jill, and I used it, and I loved it. My hair just feels like silk. Anyway, but I had to put it up because I get so hot when my hair's down. One of these days I'm going to wear my hair down for you guys, but I get so hot, especially when I'm live streaming because I have lights on me. So that's kind of why I always put my hair up. So I guess you guys are probably just used to it, I'm sure. But yeah, go check out their products for human hairdressers. They have great brushes. They have all kinds of hot tools, curling irons and flat irons and blow dryers and stuff like that for human side. So you might be interested in checking that out, guys. I was like, this is awesome. I couldn't wait to try it. So I did. Terry says, I got my shirt. Amy, I love it. Thank you. Awesome, Terry. I'm so glad you like it. And thank you for being a channel member. You know, I'm glad to do something and give back to you guys. One way or another, right? So let's see. We had a couple of other questions earlier when we were doing our demo that were really nice too. One of them was, do these come in different sizes and how would you know? Call Kenchi and ask them if you're not sure of what size to get for your dog. You can also ask them questions about brushes if you're not sure what brush would be the best brush for your dog's coat type. They're very helpful like that. You can always email me too, guys, if you need help. Jill says, yes, I found it. Intellion infrared. That's it. That's the one. Maybe I should make a video of me curling my hair. It was so much fun. I really loved it. It was nice. So I'm definitely going to be playing around more with it. I don't usually curl my hair with a flat iron, but that's what I was doing. I put these waves in, and I had it all down. It looked really nice, but then I was like, oh, it's hot. I got to put it up. Aunt Christine says, I am seriously considering the Kenchi Pet Cat Grooming Set on sale now. I know it's tough, and they do run sales periodically. So, you know, if you can't get it this time, don't worry. They do run different sales, and they often run sales on their sets, whether it's a set of brushes or a set of rakes or a set of shears, like the Love set, the Lightning set, Shinobi. They make so many nice shears, guys. But save up some money for it. Buy it for yourself. If you got birthdays or Christmas or something coming up that people say, I want to get you, your husband says, I want to get you something you really want. And if that's something you really want, then put it on your wish list for birthdays and for Christmas and for gifts like that, because people want to give you things that are going to benefit you. So, yeah. Yes, Aunt Christine says it's only 4 payment plans. They have payment plans, and I think that's cool because it definitely eases the burden of just biting the bullet and, spending all that cash, So the payment plans can be quite nice, too. Jill says, any estimate when you can purchase Kenchi products from your website? From my website? Ooh, I don't know that I'll be selling Kenchi products because I would have to sign up with them to be a distributor. And I don't know that they let people distribute their products aside from themselves, which I think that's pretty cool because they want to make sure that they're putting their products in the hands of everybody who wants them, and they probably want to be careful of the understanding of their products so that everybody understands how to properly use them. So I don't know, honey, if I'll ever be selling Kenchi products, but I will be selling the Tropiclean Perfect Fur line of shampoos and this detangling spray very soon. I was working on my website last week. I'm really happy with the way it's coming together. It's going to be a little bit of time consuming. It's a project, but I'm loving it. I'm so excited. So I will talk with Kenchi in the near future and see if they do use distributors. If so, I would definitely invest in that because I love Kenchi products. I love them. So if that's the case, you can look forward to that from my website, guys. But I'll have to chit-chat with them and find out. A. Dunham says, I got a set of love... Whoops, it bounced up. Where's that? Oh. I got a set of love shears. The case that came with it, not sure what goes where. I'm not sure what you mean, honey. Jill says, okay, I got that one. Okay. My chat bounces around a little bit. It's hard to follow. Okay. Here I go. I can see. I don't want to forget anybody. Okay. Oh, here, Karen has a question. How much hair do you cut around the ear hole? How many times can you use the detangling spray in between grooms? 1 to twice a week? Sure, 1 to twice a week is okay. Just a light mist, that's all. It's okay. They're made to be leave-ins. They're very lightweight. So like I said, it won't weigh your coat down. But you also asked, how much hair do you cut around the ear hole? I usually just take the hair off of the dog's ear lobe. Just to vent it. And I wouldn't have to do that. I just do it. So hopefully that helps. All right. I'm trying to find my way back here. It jumped away from me. Can you use thinning shears for mustache? For your dog? Yes, of course you can. Your dog's beard, the muzzle, anything like that, of course you can. Thank you, Marlo. Marlo says my hair looks beauty-muss. Oh, we thank Kenchi. Yes, they hooked me up with that. I love it. That was very kind. I just wondered if we might wait in case it could benefit you. Oh no, honey, don't wait, Jill. It's going to be a while till I would even get... If I am able to sell Kenchi products, it's going to be a while till I could do that and get it on my site. You go and get it. Stuff is on sale right now. Watch their sales and get what you need. Don't wait for me. It's okay. You don't need to do that. We are just getting crazy super chats. King of Aliens. just want to thank you for all what you do, and a small shout out for Raquel. Want to wish her an early birthday, which is tomorrow. How thoughtful, King of Aliens. Tomorrow is Raquel's birthday, guys. So don't forget to blow her phone up in her inbox and messages and Instagram and Facebook. Tomorrow's Raquel's birthday, the 16th of February. So I want to give y'all a salute. I got a super chatted from hubby, Go Groomer. I got a super chat from Jenny. Oh my gosh. Where did all my super chats go? And from Rakshit. Oh, come on. Jenny did. Look at all those super chats. I'm so going to salute you guys. Oh, I can't wait to salute you. I just want to see who that was. I appreciate it so much. It's Rakshitha. Rakshitha super chatted me as well. And King of Aliens, you guys are great. I love you. And guess what? You're so getting saluted. This is for you, because we're better together. And I appreciate everything you do. I know you guys appreciate what we do together. It's my pleasure. Okay? I want to thank you all for being here. Now, I think I've caught up with questions. Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to send you guys out of here with a subscriber showdown. And remember, Kenchi's sale is going on to the 21st. It was supposed to end today, but they extended it. So I thought that was cool, and I wanted to make sure you guys knew that in case you were on the fence, you know. So thank you all for being here. I love you very much. We're better together. We do wonderful things together, and we're just going to continue on. There's no stopping this train, right? No way. I will see you next Monday. I love you very much. 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. Have a wonderful week. Here is your subscriber showdown. Oh my gosh, what happened? Hi.